What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Ango Show. We are live. It is October. Whoa, 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 whoa. It is November 1st, 2024. Hopefully, you guys are all having a fantastic day, a fantastic week. It's a new day, a new month. Tomorrow is WWE Crown Jewel, which is taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It starts at 1 p.m. Eastern, which it's, for me, I think that's a little bit more favorable. As you guys know, I like the earlier pay-per-views. This pay-per-view is a little bit different, though, because WWE's been doing 5 matches on a card, and now it appears that WWE has 7 matches for the card. We will see how it goes. I'm super excited about this, and there's some good matches on this card. I think this is actually a pretty exciting card, so I want to talk about it, run through the predictions. If you guys could do me a favor and click like on the stream, I would greatly appreciate it. That is the easiest way to help with the live streaming and with the channel. It doesn't cost you any money, but when you click like, when you share, it tells YouTube that you're interested in my live streams. YouTube, I know I've read a couple messages in the chat. Some people said, hey man, like, I didn't get any notifications lately. Yeah, that's the thing with YouTube right now. It is not notifying people, but YouTube is undergoing a lot of changes on the platform, which is the reason why I've kind of stayed back a little bit on the live streaming this past week. Granted, we are going to get back on the live streaming regardless if YouTube is pushing it out or not. They are launching some new features for live streaming, which is something I'm really excited about, which is something I will take advantage of. But that's why I'm bringing it up. That's why I've kind of went MIA on the live streaming. But nonetheless, I'm super excited about Crown Jewel. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm only excited about Crown Jewel because I feel like the build has been good for significant matches. But in general, I just feel like WWE is now entering a very interesting time period. And what that means is that you know, like usually it gets hot during WrestleMania season, right? Then we had Bad Blood. It kind of cools down a little bit. But now we're starting to heat up because for the next 2 months, I mean, this is it. WWE is then moving to Netflix in January, and then we start building to WrestleMania. We're about to get into a very hot period again, and I'm super excited about it. But I do want to talk to you guys about my predictions for Crown Jewel. As always, I'm interested to see what you guys think in the chat. So make sure you guys are blowing up the chat with your opinions. I will be reading through the chat. Just a quick reminder, YouTube members get highest priority when it comes to reading comments, and super chatters will always be guaranteed their comments are read on the stream. So if you guys want to support the channel monetarily, it guarantees that your questions or comment gets read on the stream. $5 or more will activate TTS, so that will interrupt me. A voice will come on air and start reading your question. All right. With that being said, 7 matches on the card. This should be a very interesting card. I'm super excited about one match in particular, but I'm not going to tell you what that match is just yet, because it's probably not the match that you're expecting me to be excited about, but it is something I'm very excited about. Quite frankly, there's actually a couple matches I'm super excited about, so we will talk about them, and I will let you know which ones I have the most interest in. I do want to kick things off with, why is there 7 matches on this card? Guys, Saudi Arabia, the sports district over there, they are paying WWE a lot of money for their shows, and obviously they got to get their money's worth. So we will see how this all transpires, what matches will be cut short on time, what matches will be long. I guess we don't really know. Where are the surprises? I will tell you guys where I think we indeed will see surprises. So we should obviously talk about that. Let's go and get right into it. I don't know the match order of the card. And keep in mind, tonight's SmackDown is in fact pre-taped. So technically there could be changes to the card. Just be mindful of that. Right now I am reading what is known as the official match card. If there's any changes, we would find out later tonight on SmackDown. But I have not been spoiled on SmackDown, and therefore I'm not going to spoil you guys if I have not been spoiled myself. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens is an interesting match. It's an interesting match because I feel like there is there's a lot more potential to the story. I feel like the story has barely scratched the surface. I feel like they've done a little bit to build it. I feel like they're just scratching the surface. I feel like there is more to come from this match. I don't think this is one and done. And I believe that if WWE or Triple H is smart, they will put the win column on Kevin Owens. I think he needs to win this match. He's turned heel, but it's like not an official heel turn. It's like a really weird thing because his heel turn is actually justified, but I don't feel like they've really cemented him fully as a heel, which is why this is intriguing to me. Mike says it best. He says KO is a heel like McIntyre. Exactly. It's like a heel character, but if you look at the reason why he is a heel, it's very much a baby face. I want to see where the direction goes with Kevin Owens, right? Like, we could talk about good storytelling all day. We could talk about bad storytelling all day. But what I like to see is the development of a character. And we have seen some really good development of character for Drew McIntyre. I want to see that applied to Kevin Owens. And I think Kevin Owens needs to get the win because Kevin Owens beating Randy Orton is a significant win. And guys, I think we need to get to a point where Kevin Owens is built up for a actual championship match against Cody Rhodes, right? Like, I think Kevin Owens having that match with Cody before, there was no build to it. It was weird, but this is the way to get there. You got to do it with Kevin Owens beating Randy Orton. Now, obviously, Randy Orton is a crowd favorite in Saudi Arabia, so you have to wonder if WWE would give him the win. But I think for all intents of telling a good story and developing a better character for Kevin Owens, whatever this new direction is for him, whatever the long-term plan is, I think it has to begin at Crown Jewel with Kevin Owens winning. And therefore, I'm going to predict that Kevin Owens is in fact winning the match. However, what I would say is this: if WWE was smart, have him win, have Randy RKO him.
$5. 1 Gunther versus Cody. Gunther wins 2. Liv versus Nia. Nia wins 3. Women's Fatal 4-Way. DC wins 4. Seth versus Bronson. Bronson wins 5. Randy versus KO wins.
All right, Cam just dropped a $5 super chat with his predictions. He says with Gunther and Cody, Gunther wins. He says Liv versus Nia. Nia wins. He says Damage Control wins the tag team championships. He also believes Bronson Reed wins, and he says Kevin Owens wins. Shout out to Cam. I think these are all very solid predictions. Very, very solid predictions. But you are forgetting about the WWE 6-man tag match between Roman Reigns, the OG Bloodline, versus the new Bloodline, which is part of the card that was announced by WWE on social media. You are forgetting that. But I think those are very solid predictions. And we'll see if me and you agree, because this is where it gets interesting. But yeah, Kevin Owens, I picked Kevin Owens, you picked Kevin Owens. I think Kevin Owens should win this match. I'm predicting Kevin Owens to win this match. Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. I am super excited about this match, okay? First of all, shout out to WWE, the way they've built up Bronson Reed over beating Braun Strowman. Now they got him and Seth Rollins absolutely causing chaos on WWE television. I absolutely love this, guys. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Bronson Reed needs to win this match because I'm telling you guys right now, Seth Rollins can afford the loss. Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed should continue feuding after this match. This is one of those things where WWE has some serious momentum with Bronson Reed. There is not one person in the chat, on social media, on YouTube, not a booker, not a wrestling analyst. There's not Triple H himself cannot freaking convince me otherwise. Bronson Reed's got some serious momentum. This guy could become a future world heavyweight champion on your brand. He can exceed the mid card. Give him the win over Seth Rollins. You have him beat Seth Rollins. It doesn't have to be clean. It does not have to be clean whatsoever. You give him the win. He's a heel. Give him the win. Let him go over Seth. Continue the story on Monday Night Raw. This is a very good story. It's just scratching the surface. We are starting to get to the point where people are getting very behind Bronson Reed. This guy has been absolutely killing it. There is not one person Not one person that could tell me otherwise why Bronson Reed should lose. This is how you make stars. Sometimes you got to have your veterans put over somebody else. Seth Rollins could lose, bounce back, get a win. Seth Rollins was the one who punked Bronson Reed in his match against Braun Strowman, and yet Bronson Reed, despite losing that match, went completely over. That's how you do it.
Super chatted $5. 6 LA Knight versus Carmella versus Andrade. Carmella wins 70 OG versus the Bloodline. The Bloodline wins. And I didn't forget I had to break this up.
Shout out to Right Hand Cam dropping another $5 super chat. There we go. More predictions. He says LA Knight versus Carmelo versus Andrade. Carmelo Hayes wins. The OG versus the new Bloodline. He says the new Bloodline wins. And he didn't forget about this. He just had so much to say it didn't all fit. Shout out to Cam. I think those are interesting, but I actually disagree with both of your predictions. I disagree with both of your predictions, and I swear I cannot wait to get to those matches. I will get to those matches momentarily. Please, 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 just know that I will get back to your super chat. I'm going to tell you why I disagree. Shout out to Cam for the $10 of super chat so far. Thank you, Cam. I appreciate you, dog. Okay, let's skip over the 6-man tag match. The Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship match. Damage Control. You got Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair. I like this. This should be really fun. I like the fact that it's a Fatal 4-Way match. Guys, you know, I would normally agree with Damage Control winning. I have been super impressed with Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson that I actually kind of want WWE to have them win. So I know that there's probably nobody else who's going to predict that. So I'm just going to make it very clean, very simple, very easy, just like how they've built up to this match. My pick is Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. Not saying none of the other teams don't deserve it. Not saying none of those other teams can't win. But that's who I want to see win. That's who I want to win. These two girls have been killing it in NXT. They get called up to the main roster, sort of, and they're doing some really cool stuff there. And I'm actually really impressed by that. And truth be told, I think this is one of the most perfect ways to get them going. Bianca and Jade should be doing something else. Get them away from the tag team division. Let the other women do this. That's what I would say. With that being said, let's move on to the triple threat United States Championship match. This is my match that I'm super excited about. Because LA Knight is going up against Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Andrade and Carmelo Hayes have this chemistry that is undeniable. It is very good. Guys, it is very, very, very good. And listen, I like LA Knight. I do. And I could understand. I'm looking at the chat. I see you guys saying LA Knight should win. But let me just say something. SmackDown needs a little bit of a change. And LA Knight is doing a good job as US champion. But let's be real. Andrade and Carmelo are carrying that mid-card. And I love the idea of Carmelo Hayes winning. But, I'm going to make it actually very simple. Andrade should be winning the US title. It's time. Give it to Andrade. Andrade is my pick. Let me explain why. Carmelo and Andrade have had a best of 7 series. LA Knight was the special guest referee, and he fucked them over. It's a very simple solution. You have Andrade win the belt and let Carmelo Hayes chase the belt. Eventually, Carmelo Hayes gets his lick back and defeats Andrade. And that's what I would do. That's what I would do. If I were the WWE, that's how I'm booking it. You don't need to rush Carmelo like you rushed Braun Breaker. They immediately hot-shotted Braun Breaker for the title. They don't need to do that with Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is going to be a big star long-term. Andrade came from AEW, came back to WWE. He became WWE Speed Champion. This guy should be doing more. He's having great matches. He's wrestling his ass off. He's having such a good run in WWE. The crowd loves watching Carmelo and Andrade. I would have Andrade win the match. I would keep this going. But also at the same time, too, I feel like Carmelo Hayes would need to be the one that takes the belt off Andrade. There is so much stuff that could be perfect about this storyline because MF Judge just said it in the chat. He says, so LA Knight just gets lost in the shuffle. No. LA Knight doesn't get lost in the shuffle. LA Knight stuck his head in the business of these two individuals, and that's the reason why he loses his belt. LA Knight needs a little bit of a change because it's the same shtick every single time. LA Knight, in my opinion, should actually be moved to Raw. I want to start seeing some trades. So after Andrade wins, LA Knight should be involved. Carmelo should be involved. Still let them continue telling that story and then eventually move LA Knight to Raw and bring back Sami Zayn to SmackDown. And we'll talk about that in just a second. Now, guys, listen. Here's where it gets really important to understand. Andrade is one of those guys, it's not like he's going to be wrestling for the next 20 years. Carmelo Hayes more than likely will be. Carmelo Hayes will be main eventing WrestleManias 10, 15 years from now. Okay? Maybe even sooner. Carmelo Hayes is the future of WWE. Braun Breaker is the future of WWE. There are some names that we all know that are the future of this company. Winning the U.S. Championship, if Carmelo Hayes were to win, I would not be disappointed in the slightest. I would not be upset in the slightest. But, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. That's personally how I see it going down. Andrade wins. Who should Andrade pin? He should pin Carmelo Hayes. LA Knight should be going for the pin on Carmelo. Andrade throws him out of the ring. Andrade pins Carmelo and gets the win. Let's talk about the Bloodline versus the OG Bloodline. Cam, I told you, man, I disagree. The OG Bloodline is winning this match, and it's all thanks to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn isn't on this card, but Sami Zayn's going to get the biggest reaction in Saudi Arabia you guys have seen since he's showed up in Saudi Arabia. You've seen it. You know what I'm talking about. WWE on Raw showed Sami Zayn talking to Solo Sikoa behind Jimmy and Jey Uso. No, my friends. He's not aligning with Solo Sikoa. He's not aligning with the new Bloodline. Sami Zayn is coming back to the original Bloodline, and he is helping them defeat Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu. It's a trios match, 3-on-3. The OG Bloodline winning. Sami is joining the OG Bloodline. It's going to shock Roman Reigns, and that will set us up for War Games in November later this month. It is happening. WWE is hot-shotting the storyline. I fully predict Sami Zayn comes out, makes the save, and he helps Roman, Jimmy, and Jay, and that will get a very, very, very large reaction. That is the way to do it. I think WWE will do it. I think they will execute it very well, and I think this is going to be a very, very strong storyline. And once we get to the Bloodline storyline of War Games, I think we'll get another massive swerve. Now, what I would do here, if Sami Zayn, let's just say Sami Zayn is not going to be involved in this match, we should get the return of Paul Heyman and see where he aligns. That's what I think. We should get Paul Heyman before NXT 2300. But we'll see where they go with that storyline. But my pick is the OG Bloodline. And I'm super excited to see how this works. Keep in mind, Tonga Loa is not in the match. They're going to need an equalizer because he will try to get involved. Sami takes him out. It'll be fire. Women's Crown Jewel Championship match. Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. And, you know, it's interesting because I feel like we're going to get a massive tease with the cash-in here with Tiffany Stratton. But you have to wonder, with Candice LeRae being involved, if she's going to get involved here. I got Nia Jax winning. I don't know how they booked this. I feel like Candice LeRae will come to the rescue in some sort. That's how I think it's going to happen. I don't think Liv Morgan needs the win. But this match has shakiness. This has shakiness all over. It has shakiness all over. Something is happening in this match, just like something is happening in the Cody Gunther match. I don't know how they do it, but my pick is Nia Jax. I see a lot of y'all talking about Cody turning heel. No. Not happening. But this match is also very hard to predict because we got Cody versus Gunther for the Crown Jewel Championship. And believe it or not, I don't think Cody's walking out the winner. I don't know how they book it. I don't know how they do it. But I don't think Cody wins. What's even more funnier is that everybody's talking about Goldberg, and I do see Goldberg coming back and coming at Crown Jewel. I do see it happening. But I don't think Goldberg screws Gunther. I think Cody... listen, this is probably a shitty prediction, but I think Goldberg helps Gunther. And I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but I can see Goldberg spearing Cody instead of spearing Gunther. Like, he misses Gunther and hits Cody. Gunther ends up pinning Cody. And then Goldberg and Gunther go face to face. I see some of you guys saying Cody gets costed the win by Kevin Owens, and I can see that happening as well. Listen, no matter what, this match will not have a clean finish. You got to protect one versus the other. Which I guess is kind of the reason why I like the idea of... like with this... I kind of like the idea of Gunther accidentally spearing Cody. I'm sorry, Goldberg accidentally spearing Cody. Going for Gunther, but he misses Gunther and hits Cody. And that's how they play off the storyline with Gunther and Goldberg. It's accidental. I don't know. But as far as Cody Rhodes turning heel, there's no way. Crazy. Love it, love it, love it. A lot of great predictions in the chat. But those are my predictions. And as always, with the prediction streams, guys, we keep them a little bit short, but I do have a news video uploading momentarily. There's some big news, which is why I'm not talking about it in today's stream. But with that being said, those are my Crown Jewel predictions. Let me know what you guys think down below. I will be back live Monday. And it will be perfect. Hopefully you guys all have a great weekend. Stay tuned. Like I said, momentarily we'll have a news video being uploaded. And there's some big news that you guys don't want to miss. some really cool stuff as well. Appreciate y'all. I'll see you next time. Peace.